YouTube! Hi, Sensei is back with part 2 of Snipedown's Bootcamp, and in today's video, we're going to talk about Slayer. Slayer is a game type that can end really quick, and also a team can run away with the lead super fast. So stay till the end of the video so you can learn everything a professional is thinking and doing in this game type. And make sure you like and subscribe with the bell notifications turned on so that you don't miss the rest of this 6-part series. After watching this series and you still want coaching, click on my pro guides link in the description down below where you can book a private one-on-one session with myself. Under custom services, I have VOD review, a training plan package, in-game coaching, and a general coaching session. So let's go over the 6 things that Snipedown talks about when it comes to Slayer. Slayer is a game where there's a constant trading of back and forth kills and an end goal of 50 kills total as a team. So working together as a team is going to be very crucial. So the idea of a Wolfpack mentality is if someone on your team gets a double kill or you get a double kill, the whole team can swarm the final 2 players together so that you're in either a 4v2 situation or a 3v2 situation. And as they die, based off where your teammates are, you can predict where the previous 2 guys that you killed are going to spawn, and your whole team can then move as a unit to that new spawn and kill off those 2 people. And what will happen is that you'll be in another 4v2 situation or a 3v2 situation. So the end goal of the Wolfpack mentality is to always have an advantage, whether it's a 4v2 or a 3v2 as much as possible. And you guys are working together as a cohesive team, rather than being in a 1v1 situation or a 1v2 situation. Power weapons and power-ups are super important in Slayer because Slayer ends a lot faster than objective matches. Only going to be a certain amount of power weapons or power-ups within a game. So whenever there's a power weapon or power-up that is spawning, it'll give you a 30-second heads up. So really understanding where you are on the map and also how to prevent your enemies from getting it will be very crucial in you getting those power weapons and power-ups so you can control the rest of the game. Understanding numbers control. This concept is really important, not only in Slayer, but in all game types that we're going to talk about in the following videos. If you look to the middle left of your screen, that area will tell you the kill feed. And constantly looking at that or the scoreboard will help your team understand the best time to push and collapse on your enemies or take the objective. In Slayer specifically, having 1 or 2 more players alive is a huge advantage because you can always be collapsing and swarming your enemies and always have 1 or 2 more players to finish off the rest of the team. Being in a 4v4 the entire game, you guys are constantly going to be trading kills 1 for 1, but the team that has numbers control is the one that's going to run away with the game. Number 4, staying alive. As much as numbers control is important, staying alive is more important. And this is what prevents your enemies from getting numbers control, is by you staying alive. The less deaths you have, the less kills your enemy has, which means it's harder for them to get to 50. So, what are the benefits of staying alive? Your team can kill the enemy that's trying to overextend and try to chase you while you're one shot. Staying alive allows your teammates to spawn and come help you fight. Staying alive can piss off your enemies because now they have to put all their attention and focus in killing you, and this can separate them and your team can get easy kills like that. What staying alive also does for you, it allows you to communicate to your team so when they spawn, they know how to engage into the fight. And lastly, making yourself the hardest kill makes you the biggest asset for your team because you are the attention grabber. Number 5 is spawn trapping. This goes hand in hand with Wolfpack mentality and gaining numbers control, because if you and your team can get your opponents in a separate spawn cycle, your team will always have numbers control and you can go back and forth from killing 2 people, then the next 2 people, go back to another 2, and you can always get 2 kills at a time. This is how you create a gap with your team, whether to gain a lead or to come back. What this does, it creates a snowball effect. So these are going to be some steps on how you can create this snowball effect. Number 1, gain numbers by getting 2 kills with a power weapon or team shot. Number 2, push the rest of the team so you can stagger their spawn timers. Number 3, turn around and find the enemies who died first and they are now spawning. Number 4, pushing into their spawn now blocks that spawn. And so the The last 2 guys that you killed will spawn somewhere else. Number 5, turn and catch new spawners in their side of the map. And number 6, repeat. Like I said, this can be super frustrating for your enemies and you can run away with the game. When you're attempting this snowball effect, I want you to think of the map as like a 2D map and you're looking from above. What's the fastest possible route to the fresh spawners? And those are typically right down the middle of the map. So if you want to get to those fresh spawners faster, just take the fastest possible route. And if you're on the receiving end of this and your enemy's got your team on a spawn cycle, on a spawn trap, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to stay alive, wait for your teammates to spawn in. But if the enemies have all the power weapons and the power ups, the best thing you could possibly do is actually just wait until one of the enemies overextends. Then you have your whole team that can go kill that one person. Now you guys are in numbers control, because when one person goes down, the typical response is everyone else push in and try to help him, and they'll just overextend, and then you guys will be able to take all the power weapons and then regain control of the map. Number 6, have an anchor on your team. What is an anchor? An anchor is someone that holds a power position that has angles of open area that can give information to the teammates on where enemies are. It can block spawns so that enemies don't spawn behind their teammates. Anchors use power weapons to inflict damage on enemies. So things like the S7 sniper, the stalker rifle, or the shock rifle. They also listen for communication from their team on when to push, when to leave that power position so that spawns can flip. They also play for power weapons while their team applies pressure to the enemies. That's everything you need to know about Slayer, so start slaying. If you haven't seen part 1 of fundamentals, definitely check it out right here. And I hope this video takes your Slayer skills to the next level. Peace, YouTube.